तो वहाँ पे सेंट ही नहीं होना होता, लोग ना सेंट ही हो जाते हैं कई बार कि मुझसे ये क्वेश्चन कैसे नहीं हो रहा, ये पहला क्वेश्चन ही मुझसे क्यों नहीं हो रहा. तो सिस्टम डिजाइन इज एक्चुअली वेरी हाइब्रिड थिंग which the people have built it actually. Hyped as in, I'll give you example. Let's say there is a system design problem. Okay. Now that same problem can be asked to a fresher also. Okay. 3-year experienced guy also. 8-year experienced guy also. Right. So that will make your fundamentals very clear. And even if you're getting counter question right in interview, you will be able to answer it.
It's not a game. It's a rich thing.
So, hello everyone. Today we have with us Sanampreet Singh, and he recently joined RCGM, which is a big company. और इन्होंने एक सर्विस बेस्ड कंपनी दैट इज Deloitte से स्विच किया. तो काफी इंटरेस्टिंग सेशन होने वाला है. बहुत अमेजिंग से क्वेश्चन रेडी करे हैं उनके लिए. तो जानते हैं उनसे उनका सारा एक्सपीरियंस. वीडियो एंड तक देखना. और चलिए शुरू करते हैं सनम के इंट्रोडक्शन से.
So, hi Kushal. First of all, thank you very much for the opportunity to have a live session with you. Hope first of all I can add some value to your amazing content which you are building to help our techies like us to make a transitions in their careers. So regarding so I just made a transition to RCGM from Deloitte in 2020 September 2020. So like it's been around 6-7 months I'm working at RCGM. So the company is really good, work culture wise and work wise it's really good. I mean work life balance is pretty good. Deloitte मैंने join किया था 2018 में. I got a campus placement in Deloitte and there I was working as a technological analyst. So although on paper profile was technological analyst, but the day-to-day life would be like same as a software developer. Like we were gathering functional requirements, writing code and everything. So that was like pretty similar, you can say. But Deloitte, I mean one of the big four, in consulting. But since the challenges which you face in a product company while building something have a huge difference with respect to what you face in a service company, right? So that was my motivation to work for a product company and gain that exposure there basically. So that was the reason that I made a transition.
Okay, got it. So sir, what is your profile in RCGM right now?
So in RCGM I joined as SDE2, that is Senior Software Engineer.
Okay, great. And sir, how you actually got this opportunity and and tell us something about the company also, what RCGM do in general.
So actually like when I was looking out for a transition, right? So I had 2-3 offers with me. So I had updated my LinkedIn profile that I am serving notice period. So that really helps actually, because in LinkedIn you see there are now filters where recruiters search people who are currently on notice period, right? So they know that they are immediately available, and plus it builds some of the authenticity also, because you already have offers, so they know that a person I guess can be a right fit for the company. So there I had, like as I mentioned, I had mentioned serving notice period, so I was approached by the recruiter directly that there is an opening in RCGM for this profile and we do be interested for that. So I shared my CV and eventually the process started. And regarding RCGM, so as you rightly mentioned, it's a subsidiary form of D-Shop. So RCGM now is like an independent company, and basically it supports all the post-trade. It basically has a platform, okay, so that all of the big investment banks uses to handle all their post-trade activities, basically. Earlier it was like only confined to D-Shop because RCGM was not an independent company, right? It was within D-Shop only. Now once it's now independent, so now we have like multiple other big investment banks also which are using our RCGM's platform to do all their post-trade activities.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it. So sir, can you elaborate the complete hiring process that you had?
So for RCGM I had total, I'll say 1 online test, and then after that there were 4 tech interview rounds, and last was like basically you can say a hiring manager round sort of. That was not technical. It was related to why you want switch, what are you looking for at RCGM, normal stuff. So 1 online test and 4 technical rounds basically.
Okay. So sir, please tell us about the DSA topics that are covered during your interviews, and is there any system design question asked?
So like as I mentioned, like I was appearing for SD2, right? So for me it was like first 2 rounds were on DSLGO, and 3rd and 4th round was on system design completely. Okay. So in DSLGO basically they covered for me dynamic programming, questions from dynamic programming, heaps was there, and if I remember, and I guess 1 question from binary search also.
Okay.
And in system design, I guess they had in 1 round there was 1 problem given, generic system was given. So where I had to gather the requirements and build a high-level design for that. And in last round, I guess low-level design question was asked, where the interviewer was expecting to give end-to-end flow, how your classes will look like, how you will define relationships, then how will your DB schema look like of the low-level design which you have built, how will the flow happen through the code. And 1-2 APIs, they just ask the signature of them, how will the request come, what will be the response. So yeah, this way it
Okay.
went.
Okay, fine, sir. So, sir, you had a online test initially. So, what was the level of that particular round? Is it on the tougher side or the questions were easy?
See, for online test, I would say you have to. So it's like a game, no? You have to collect the points. तो वहाँ पे सेंट ही नहीं हो रहा होता, लोग ना सेंट ही हो जाता है कई बार कि मुझसे क्वेश्चन कैसे नहीं हो रहा, ये पहला क्वेश्चन ही मुझसे क्यों नहीं हो रहा. तो वहाँ पे वो नहीं होना चाहिए. मतलब वहाँ पे ऐसा होना चाहिए कि आपको ना, देखो हर क्वेश्चन में आपको पता है टेस्ट केसेस होते हैं, राइट? तो अगर आप एक क्वेश्चन पे पकड़ के बैठे हो कि मुझे इसके सारे टेस्ट केस जब तक पास नहीं हो रहे, मुझे छोड़ना नहीं है वो क्वेश्चन, तो बाकी तो आप अटेम्प्ट ही नहीं करोगे. तो एंड यू डोंट नो हाउ द कंपनी इज गोना सेलेक्ट पीपल फ्रॉम देयर, whether they are going to take aggregate of all the test cases which you have passed, or whether they are going to go as a whole round of how many questions have you solved. So we should be trying to collect the points here. Even if you are not able to attempt a question completely, you should try to at least do partially. कि 3 क्वेश्चन है जैसे, तो उसमें से हर में से आप 5 टेस्ट केस अपने पास कर लिए, तो you might get a chance, right? And regarding the level of questions, like it was like one easy, one medium and one hard.
Okay. And sir, how you were able to manage your time? You were also doing a full-time job. So how you manage your time to, get in touch with DSA and, for the system design preparation as well?
So see, I guess it depends on you, right? Time is defined by you. Let's say if a person, he wants to achieve something or crack something in 2 months, right? Then he has to put effort according to that, 6 hours, 7 hours a day. But for me, I didn't kept that timeline, because for me it was not a race, right, which I have to run, that I have to do it in 2 months. And the problem with this thing which I see is, right, you crack the interview, you go to a company, then there you are gonna struggle, right? If you are just preparing it for an interview, that I have to crack an interview, I have to go to that company, there you will struggle in actual work. So I guess you should give yourself a broad timeline always, because according to me, the formula should be to succeed afterwards, not only in the interview. And if you prepare according to that, I guess interview will be very easy for you to crack. So for me, like I had set it up a timeline for me that I have to prepare for 4 to 5 months easily. Like I didn't do something rushy, like doing 10 questions a day, 15 questions a day. No. So my objective was to solve 1 or 2 problems every day. So if you see that way, 5 days, let's say you're solving 2 problems a day, and on weekends you are free, right? You can solve 3 or 4 every day. And within a month, I guess in this way you can cover about 100 questions, right? More than 100, I would say. And let's say you are preparing this way for 3 to 4 months, I guess you are pretty sorted, right?
Yes, very true, sir.
Yeah.
It's a great strategy, actually.
And
right. Sir, what resources? And what resources have you used during your preparation?
So one thing for system design, I would like to tell. See, system design is like what I have observed with some of my colleagues who have also switched and or who are preparing. The system design is actually very hybrid thing, which the people have built it actually. Hybrid as in, I'll give you an example. Let's say there is a system design problem. Okay, now that same problem can be asked to a fresher also. Okay, 3-year experienced guy also, 8-year experienced guy also. Right? Now the expectation won't be same at all the 3 levels, right? I guess you shouldn't be because what we do now, what we tend to do, I can tell, we try to go through resources, company blogs or some articles to gain everything about everything. That is not possible, right? Unless you haven't worked on that stuff, right? By reading anything, you can't get everything. So firstly, you should know the expectation. Try to connect with people who have made a transitions and to know that what is expectation at your level. Let's say I am 2-year experience, so I should know that okay, at 2-year experience, if I'm asked a system design problem, what I'm gonna tell, how much will be the interviewer expecting? He won't be expecting that I should come up with all the players in the design and all the blocks within 15 minutes. No, I'm not an architect, right? I'm not appearing for architect role, right?
Yeah.
So that thing has to be sorted before, because what will happen is if you are, collecting a lot of knowledge, right? And there you will be sitting confused. And that person who is taking your interview, right? That guy, he will obviously be 6, 7, 8 years experience, right? Now you speak something which you're not sure, right? And let's say he is like a master of that domain. So you are screwed, right? You're screwed there. So better to
Gone.
not set that expectation. No need to set
Yes.
that expectation. I mean, and regarding
Uh-huh.
a 2 or 3 year experience, I can tell you what I have experienced is the expectation in system design is a interviewer is giving you a problem. You should be able to see, gather the requirements. First of all, that okay, you have how much user base are we supporting here, or how much latency are you expecting in the response, or so firstly gather the requirement and give them a functional flow, end-to-end data flow. That okay, these are my APIs, how the data is going to flow like this. If you are done with this, right, 50 to 60% you are in most of the companies at 2 or 3 year experience. I'm saying once you are done with this, and 30-40% remaining part will depend on in the approach which you have given. Are you able to identify the bottlenecks? That where your system
Got it.
is going to be slow. What is the bottleneck here? Okay, now if you are done, if you are able to identify that and you answer the questions the interviewer is putting to you, I guess you are sorted. Because interviewer
Got
won't
it,
come
sir.
with the questions prepared from system design. Whatever you are saying, right? Whatever
Yes,
you are
yes.
saying, you will get questions from there. So never ever speak anything
True.
which you're not aware or which you have just read on internet and you are speaking. Right? If you are doing that, you should be well prepared to justify it. That is the whole funda.
Excellent, sir. True, very true. So specifically, which particular resource you have used for this?
So system design, yeah, see, you are aware, right? There are many resources which are paid also, unpaid also. But in my starting, I used them. Okay, and like on internet, there are on GitHub repositories are there for system design and everything. But yeah, they are really good. I mean, but to me, it was very difficult to grasp, right? Because they are generic. I mean, a 8-year experienced person can also refer this, a 5-year also, 2-year also. So for me, it was like, bouncers, right? What it is happening. Or because, see, it's not exam, right? College exam, where you just read and you have to write and you are done. No, right? So what I did is try to get maximum from what project you are currently working in your company. Because obviously there would also be a system, right? There would also be a system
True.
which it might be not that complex or not diverse, but there will be a system. You will be having something.
Yes.
You will be doing something there. Just try to get maximum from there. Okay, if let's say in your system you are doing caching, now you should see why I'm doing caching here. Go to internet, then study about that caching part, that how it is working. Okay,
Got it.
we are using this here because this reason. So that will make your fundamentals very clear. And even if you're getting counter question, right, in interview, you will be able to answer it because you have worked on that live, right? You know that thing.
Exactly.
You don't have to remember.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly, sir. Very true.
And
Yeah.
and company videos, right? On YouTube, you can find a lot of company videos. I mean, tech companies, how they have solved problems, or by the great presenters from the tech team. That I found really useful because they keep it very simple and they're very easy to understand as well. And you know
Very
that
true.
these things are working. I mean, these are their industry, and these courses and all, right? They are more on theoretical side. Some
Yes.
things I have seen they can't be practical there. They can't be practical just because they have to give a solution they have printed. So I didn't prefer them that much for
Got it,
system
sir.
design, I would say.
Understood, sir. Great,
For
great.
yes,
So-
you know, yes, you know.
Yeah, GFG, lead code, yeah. So any particular resume tips that you want to share and you think that your resume had and that made you stand out from others?
See, so yeah, यार तो इस पे ना basically जो मेरी अब तक observation है, it's all a game of supply and demand. That is what I have experienced. Game of supply and demand at experience level when you are going lateral hiring or market hiring, right? जब demand ज़्यादा है ना, तो even a simple thing in a resume can get you a call. Simple thing. I mean, if let's say your tech stack is familiar to a tech stack where company is working in, right? That can get you a call easily. Because आप खुद सोचो, कंपनी को अगर 100 लोग हायर करने हैं, अब उनको भी पता है कि हमें 300 के इंटरव्यू तो लेने पड़ेंगे ना, 300 के इंटरव्यू लेने पड़ेंगे तभी 100 मिलेंगे. So the probability of getting a call is very easy in that case.
Yeah.
Right. And one important thing which I think in resume is justify your skills as per the experience you are holding. I mean, at 2 or 3 year experience, don't put many things in your CV which you can't cover in interview. Right. I mean,
Okay.
because let's say at 2 years experience, I'm putting 10 technologies, right? Java, Python, React, JavaScript, everything. I mean, it's not anything because see, interviewer will see your resume. Let's say if a person who's taking interviews is expert in React, okay, now he will start asking you questions on React, and then you will say, I have just done basic things on that. I don't know that in that. So that gives you a negative impression, right? See, why I'm telling these things is because I hear these things from my fellow colleagues, right, who appear for interviews and everything. From that only I have learned. Don't put all these things. Keep it concise. Put the tech you are very comfortable. I mean, if on that questions are asked, you are able to justify. Okay, at 2 years
Yes,
experience,
yes.
if I have to
True, sir.
Java, now if a person is asking me, I should be able to tell, right? Because I have worked on it. That is the one thing
Yeah.
I would suggest. Second thing is,
True.
don't put that buzzy words in your CV if you are not aware of that, because people do put to get brownie points, right, to get the CV shortlisted, because
Yeah.
now you have those scanners and all which will scan those words. People are
Yes.
smart, right?
Yes.
So they will scan your CV if you have those words in your CV, but there is a high probability that it may backfire you in an interview, right? So
Very true. Got it, sir.
even if you want to put, right, do a POC. Just take a course, do a POC, and if an interviewer asks, say, I haven't worked live on this, but I have did a POC to increase my understanding, to explore this. So that will at least create a positive impression that a person is trying. Except from his work, he's putting efforts,
Yeah.
right? So you have to drive things according
True,
to
sir.
you, not according to what they are expecting, right?
Like us freshers, we do have competition when we apply when we apply for off-campus placements or internships. So do the candidates who are experienced have similar kind of competition when they want to switch from one company to another?
Yeah, see, competition obviously in latent hiring is much more, I would say. Reason being, even in off-campus freshers, as you mentioned, right? There, I mean, how much students are there, right? Even let's say if you talk about on-campus placement, right? In your college that where you stand in terms of coding, how much people are there who are better than you. Okay, once they are placed, then you have a high probability. Then now your chance will come, right? But in off-campus, you don't know these
Yes.
things. You not know that how many people are there whom they are interviewing for that similar post, right? For a similar opening, right? So that thing is very dynamic, and I guess we shouldn't be thinking about that, right? Because that thing we can't control. How much people are applying and all.
Exactly, sir.
Yeah.
Very true. So, one question I wanted to ask is getting referrals over LinkedIn is easy or difficult?
Getting a referral on LinkedIn. Yeah. So see, like whoever companies have got opportunities, right? Most of them I have got through referral only, and through the people with whom I established a bond or a connection on LinkedIn only. I mean, so that those people have helped me getting referrals there. And yeah, referrals do carry weightage in getting calls. They do carry weightage, a very good weightage actually, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And sir,
And I would suggest like to people, I mean, to explore LinkedIn as much as they can, because it's great. I mean, even if you go to LinkedIn job search, right, there is easy apply also. So the easy apply, easy fetches you call. Probability of getting calls through easy apply is very high, because when you do easy apply, no, all the resumes which you're sending, they directly go to the recruiter's inbox, right? That these persons have applied. So it's very quick for them, because they don't have to go to career website to see which have persons have applied, right? So
yes,
we can
very
try to
true.
explore these things.
Got it, sir. Okay, it was great, sir. So, any advice for the juniors? Lastly,
So juniors, you mean our freshers, or like, I mean,
so both of the experienced candidates as well and the freshers as well.
see, for freshers, I guess, I mean, as we have seen in the college, it's pretty straightforward, right? Just you should be good with DSLGO and whatever subjects you have studied in the college, like operating system, DBMS, and all, and that can sail you through. For experienced people like me, when I had made a transition, I guess DSLGO and system design is important. There is no doubt about that. Along with that, another important thing is that technology, or the language at least in which you are working, that also carries a weightage. I mean, the tech stack you have
Yes,
worked.
sir.
Because at the end, right, when if your DSLGO skills are good, at the end when they will be evaluating, right, they will be going through all those things also. That okay, like a company, let's say, works on Python and Go, let's say, and you have good experience with Python and Go, let's say, so they will be giving you weightage, right? Because you will be very quick to get onboarded, right, to the tech stack, because you have already worked. But yeah, these all things come at last. First and foremost is data structures, algorithm, and system design, or whatever role you're playing.
Very
Yeah,
true.
that's the foremost thing.
Great, great. Thanks for all the insightful answers, sir. It was a great session, and I hope it will help a lot of students. Thanks for taking out your time from your busy schedule, and all the best for your journey ahead. And yeah,
First of all, thank you, Kushal, as for inviting me, and hopefully I can add some value to your content which you are building, and keep inspiring people with all these videos and everything, so that, I mean, we at least drive our tech community towards the positive side, right? By spreading more awareness
very
that
true.
through our journeys, right?
Yeah, definitely, definitely, sir. I will definitely do that. And so, all the audience who are watching, you can connect with Sanam sir from the link from his LinkedIn ID. I have mentioned that in the description box. So do like the video if you learned from something from it. If you have any questions for me, do comment down below, and make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel, and let's meet in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.